Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do something called a 2 Minute Tuesday. Matt Sheldon Become Elite has done this quite a few times where he just talks about a topic. Today I wanted to explain what American college soccer is like and probably what you're most interested to know. Is it worth it? All right, yeah. So I have my stopwatch right here. Your stopwatch should be on the screen. And without wasting any more time, let's just get into it. Okay, so college soccer. So if you play college soccer, you're a student athlete. You attend a university, a college in the United States, and you play for their soccer team. So essentially, like you're a student there, and you have to go to class and everything. Essentially, you're a student, and you also get to train and play. You most likely play in one of one of these three divisions, being the NCAA, the NJCAA, or maybe even the NAIA. This is where I play, and yeah, the very best out of the three are is the NCAA Division One. That's honestly where players honestly get go to the MLS draft like most of them anyways. Their top 10 NCAA Division 1, like those games are streamed on ESPN Plus, and honestly that's the most professional. It's almost like a full-time job. And yeah, Division 2, it's a bit of a better balance. And Division 3 even goes all the way as to not even give athletic scholarships for it. That's just for people who just want a good education, and or like a good balance between education and athletics. I should say. And yeah, the NAIA. I mean, yes, it's generally speaking, in my experience, smaller schools, but you can actually get an athletic scholarship. And I'd say the balance between athletics and academics is pretty good too. Yes, those are the 4 year programs. There's the NJCAA, which is a 2 year program. That's for kids who maybe they were struggling academically, or maybe they didn't get enough exposure to be able to get a good enough scholarship offer, or whatever it may be, for a 4 year program. And and it's quite common for those who for some people to start at a junior college, playing NJCAA, and end up transferring to a 4 year university. And yes, you can also transfer if you start at a 4 year university. You can even transfer down to an NJCAA school. And yeah, those are the three biggest divisions. Those smaller ones, like those aren't well known. Those aren't as well known. And yeah, honestly, not too many people talk about them, to be honest. And yeah, so essentially, yeah, I'm over 2 minutes now, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, so essentially, it's for me personally, we generally have training in the afternoon, and even more so, in season. The season is very short. It starts in August and it generally ends in November. It can go on until December. If you go that far into the playoffs, into the national tournament and all that, it can go until December. But honestly, most of the time it ends in November. And yeah, essentially, I think it's worth mentioning that that there's a bit of overlap between divisions. Yes, the D1 is the best out of all of them. But honestly, for example, the best team in the conference I play in has retired professionals on them. So honestly, they would probably be good enough to give those D1 teams a game. Yes. Honestly, one myth I think I debunk is college soccer is not a joke. We have international players here. We have people from Brazil, Netherlands, United Kingdom, just to name a few. And yeah, there's it's a pretty physical, but at the same time, international as well. So there's people with different styles of play and whatnot. And yes, essentially, it's a very good level of play. My team isn't even nationally ranked. And honestly, I didn't play ESCNL or Pro Academy or anything like that, but it's still a very good level. Like for most, if you were playing club soccer before, like college soccer is almost certainly going to be a step up from wherever you were playing. Like even if it's not like a top 10 NCAA Division 1 school, like like honestly, like to get to those teams, you have to be like 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 you almost always have to like always be playing at like a very high level. Like I think like some of those kids come from like Premier League academies or whatnot, and yeah, honestly, like it's very good, and it's also very professional. It's a very professional environment. Like there's there's a gym that's in very good condition. Like there's a natural grass pitch and like artificial grass pitches as well. And yeah, we also have access to athletic trainers who can help you out with like any injury you may have. Like for example, I picked up a hamstring injury like in the middle of the season, and I was able to go in there every day and get proper treatment for it by an expert. And honestly, it's something like I wasn't really able to do before then, as like of course I was just playing club soccer and essentially and yeah, I didn't really have access to all that. So it's honestly probably the closest thing you can get to being a professional footballer without actually signing a professional contract. You do have the opportunity to get a scholarship, though, which essentially means your education gets paid for. So, of course, that's not official compensation, but honestly, for me, getting your education paid for is almost like getting paid directly. So yes, you're almost like a professional footballer. Yes, and honestly, like what happens to some college players even go on to play professional football. Like a very small percentage do, but it is possible. Um, like I think it depends a lot on like what your goals are and whatnot. If you're good enough, you definitely can make it happen. Like like there's like I believe like there's like you can go to an MLS combine where like there will be MLS coaches or and whatnot, like almost like what they do in the NBA or in the NFL. Like it like the same thing goes for college. And anyways, yeah, like I think I'm gonna have to start wrapping up here. And anyways, so let's cut to the chase now. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it, I think. Yes, I agree. Like if your main goal is to play professionally, it's probably not the most attractive route, but I think it's a route that may make the most sense for most people, and even more so if you live in the United States. Like honestly, you get 4 more years of very good training to like develop, and at the end of the day, you'll also get a degree which which should set you up for life. And yeah, essentially, yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this new type of video. Yeah, like if you want to ask any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And yeah, thank you so much. And as Matt Sheldon would say, how'd I do on time?